Hello guys, I've just got back from the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2, and you won't find too many complaints from Arsenal fans about that scoreline. Arsenal were very much second best over the balance of the 90 minutes and Liverpool deserved it. Bit of a damp squib, you have to say, all things considered, after the build-up to the game. We didn't have the White Hart Lane derby on Sunday, everything that went on in the first leg with the postponement and then the battling draw with 0-0. There was a lot of excitement about this fixture, the prospect of a potential final against Chelsea at Wembley in February, and it's not going to happen. And I think, what we know about this Arsenal team is they have shown in the space of this season that they can go toe-to-toe against some of the best teams. Look at the way they played against Manchester City just a few weeks ago, but they need to be absolutely on top of their game to do that, and they were not on top of their game tonight. And I think some of that has got to be down to fitness and conditioning, sharpness. We had a lot of players back in the team, but were they really back? Were they at the level we're accustomed to seeing from them? Tomiyasu is maybe the prime example. Arteta full of praise for him after the game, speaking about the fact he basically couldn't train in the run-up to this one, played anyway because Arsenal were without Cedric, without Chambers. Brave stuff, to be honest with you, but he did struggle, and I've got great sympathy with him in that respect. But it makes it tough when your players aren't at their very best and you're playing against the very best. You're going to struggle, and I think the centre of the park is obviously a big problem. For all the problems of Granit Xhaka, without Thomas Partey in the starting 11, as will be the case again on Sunday, which we'll get to. We do struggle, and I thought Albert Samuel Lokonga did really well tonight. I was watching him thinking he's brave, he's working hard, but I still feel like the drop-off from our kind of first-choice pair of Xhaka and Partey is quite significant, and it's a big burden to put on a young player to step into those shoes. A lot of this game, I felt, came down to the way in which Liverpool won the second balls, won the duels, and I think that's where we missed Xhaka and Partey enormously tonight. But I think they did win most of the battles. Bukayo Saka had a relatively quiet evening by his standards, but I thought Andy Robertson was outstanding, I have to say. Often we don't look at the opposition player, we just look at our player. He won that battle. Jota obviously won his battle against Tomiyasu. Lacazette really struggled against two titans of centre-halves, really, Van Dijk and Konate. I mean, Konate makes Gabriel look small. He's absolutely huge, and with those two and Fabinho, a kind of triangle at the back of the Liverpool team, Lacazette, with his degree of athleticism, his height, I think really struggled to make an impact. And as good as he's been, I think you saw there what a different centre-forward option could bring, because certainly when Eddie Nketiah came off the bench, he didn't really threaten them in any real way either. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang got some good news today about his heart, which is great, if a bit odd in terms of why he was actually sent home from Gabon. I feel like there might be more to that story than we even know at this point. But it doesn't look like he's going to be reintegrated anytime soon, so striker remains a priority, midfield remains a priority. And I'm sure the club are working hard on that. Reported tonight in The Athletic, they're looking at a goalkeeper to come in, possibly Bernd Leno's going to go out. But midfield and striker is what everyone's going to be talking about. And I still think striker is the one that could have the biggest impact for this team between now and May. Just to go through the game, I mean, we actually started pretty well. First 20 minutes, we did have that intensity. Lacazette hit the bar with a great free kick. Then they went up the other end and scored a very soft goal. Jota dribbling across the pitch, hits a shot, gets a bit of good luck, I think, because he slightly scuffs it, but I still think Aaron Ramsdale will be disappointed to have conceded that one. He's set very high standards this season, but, that one, it wasn't hit with great power. It wasn't directly in the corner, so I think he'll be, on a personal level, disappointed with that. Nonetheless, his distribution at times picked out Martinelli, and Martinelli was, I thought, Arsenal's outstanding player, the one Arsenal player whose performance really deserved to be on a winning team. The energy, the directness, the bravery, the personality, fantastic. And I just hope he can keep playing like this because, You know, Jurgen Klopp was full of praise for him after the game, and rightly so. He was excellent, and he wouldn't have looked out of place on the other side, as I say. So we got to half-time at 1-0. I was hoping that maybe we could kind of rally and really turn the pressure up in the second half. It never really happened. You know, there weren't a glut of chances for us to win this game. And as much as we might be disappointed with the goals we conceded, we never really looked like scoring one ourselves. I think it's fair to say outside of that opening 20 minutes. Lacazette had that half chance near the start of the second half. Again, maybe someone a bit more athletic, a bit quicker, a bit younger might get there quicker and get a better shot away. Obviously, the second goal kills the game. I need to see it again, but it looked like the offside trap was a bit ragged. Gabriel pushed a bit high. Ramsdale runs out, and Jota, well, we know he's got that lofted finish in his book. Do players have a book of finishes? I don't know, whatever it was. He's becoming a real bogey player for us. I think it's more that he's just a very good player, and we've been the victims of that on several occasions. And then the party sending off. I mean, it's kind of incredible he's on the pitch at all. I don't blame Mikel Arteta too much for using him. Kind of desperate times, desperate measures. Obviously, he got it wrong with hindsight, but I do think we have to remember the circumstances and also say that Partey doesn't have to fly into that second challenge. You know, maybe he could have been a bit more mindful there. It's the sort of thing we expect of Granit Xhaka. We maybe don't expect it of Thomas Partey. So there we go. A disappointing evening all round. Sunday looks tough as well now without that midfield again, but Burnley are struggling for numbers too. I mean, A, there's got to be a chance that game isn't on with the problems they've got. B, I still think we should be going and beating Burnley. And if we get through that, then the schedule starts to look a lot lighter. The task is very clear in terms of the remaining league games and trying to get that European football, maybe even top four. I think if we're realistically talking about top four, we need additions. I think that's fair to say. We've essentially lost Aubameyang, and if he's not going to come back, he needs to be replaced. And midfield, well, we've lost Maitland-Niles, and I think he needs to be replaced. So, yeah, ideally with someone who is more closer in calibre to Xhaka and Partey, who can rotate, maybe even play instead of one of those guys. We'll leave it there for now. There's going to be an Arscast Extra tomorrow, and I'll speak to you then. Take care, guys. Sorry about tonight, but Sunday's another day. Bye-bye.